Welcome, folks. I am Jaby Koay, and we're going to look at the CW Network's Superman and Lois trailer. This one is called Family Crest. This just premiered about 48 minutes ago. Very excited to look at it. Here we go.
We all begin as one version of ourselves. But as we grow, life changes us. Every moment shaping our character, shifting our priorities, stretching every fiber of our being until we think we've lost ourselves to the stress of it all. But that's not true, because under the torn fibers is a stronger person, forged like steel, with the courage to fight for those we love. And what we thought was lost can be found in family.
It's just a tease. We didn't actually say anything, it's just a tease. But man, that's exciting. I have been waiting for this for quite some time because I have friends that are involved with this production. And I have been excited ever since I've heard about it because of some information that has sort of come my way, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So the description here says, the Man of Steel and Metropolis's famous journalist Lois Lane come face to face with one of their greatest challenges ever, parenthood. I can only imagine what this show is gonna be like. I've been playing God of War lately, and I was actually in the middle of playing God of War because I've never played it, surprisingly. I've been using this winter staycation to finally catch up on some games. It's interesting to experience the dynamic of being Kratos, leading your son through this perilous adventure and dealing with all of that. And so I've been loving the heck out of that game. It has me perfectly attuned to this because you're dealing with a character who's super powerful, super strong, but now he's got not just one weakness, but two. He's got Lois and a child that he has to now think about and consider. And for those of you that haven't played God of War, you are missing out like I was for a long, long time. It's the first game to make me emotional. I'm still in the throes of the adventure with that game. I don't think I'm even halfway there. I just dropped off my boy with Freya, for those of you who are in the know. Yeah, it's made me emotional, to say the least. I'm at that age where I feel like also that this show might speak to me more, even though it's a CW show. I'm at the age where usually you've got lots of kids, or at least a kid. So I feel like it might appeal to my age demographic a bit more as well. Not to say that if you're young, you won't be able to appreciate it, but it's just cool to explore Superman from another angle, because the only instance I can remember where they showed Superman having a kid, again, unless I'm mistaken for all of the, comic book fanboys, and I don't mean that in a bad way, it's just that like I am not as up to speed with all this stuff. What I'm trying to say is the only time I can remember where Superman had a kid was in Superman Returns. I remember him having a kid there who he kicked a piano or something like that when he was on a boat with Lois. It was something like that. That's all I remember, and it was just never revisited because they didn't do another sequel to that film. So it's cool to finally have a Superman show that is exploring that. Superman was the very first superhero that I was ever exposed to as a kid, like many of you guys who were born in the 80s, like myself. Superman was the very, very first superhero that I fell in love with. I'd try to catch the live action Superman TV show as a kid whenever I could. Programming was a little bit different back then. You didn't have Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff. It was sort of like you had to catch it when it was there. And if you didn't, you missed it, and that's it. I also read Superman comic books as a kid. I didn't watch Smallville. I haven't watched a lot of the CW comic book adaptations. I've kept up with all the films, but not the TV shows so much. From time to time, whenever I would visit my sister, I would see Supergirl on her television, and every time Superman, the character, was there, he was off in the distance, like you wouldn't really see him, and I thought that was weird. And I was like, why can't they just cast a Superman? And they have. If I'm missing any key information, like they've adapted Superman, they've shown him in other shows or whatever, then I apologize. I've completely missed it. Unless I'm mistaken, this is the first time I've seen Superman that has really tried to deviate from the Christopher Reeves appearance, because he is like the most iconic Superman, right? We had Dean Cain for a while, and I loved that show as a kid growing up with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. For those of you that didn't watch it, you missed out. That was a fun show. It's probably like super campy, but as a kid, it was a phenomenal show. So every time we've seen like Superman Returns, and then we had, of course, Henry Cavill. Each time we have Superman, he looks something like Christopher Reeves in my mind. It seems like that's what they're trying to sort of emulate. And this feels like a Superman cut from a different cloth, at least in terms of appearance. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's been a while since we've had a proper Superman show dealing with Superman as Superman. It's got me extra curious about crossover superheroes like Batman and whatnot. If they've already cast an actor for Batman, I have no idea. Again, I'm not in the know like many of you guys. This is me stepping back into like television superhero programming, because most of what I've been watching recently has been Marvel stuff like Daredevil and whatnot, everything on Netflix there. I've been sort of a Marvel head when it comes to the TV shows, not so much the DC ones. It hasn't captured my interest. Every time I tried to get into it, it just wasn't like my cup of tea, like the Batwoman or Batgirl, whatever that was, with Ruby Rose. I tried to watch Green Arrow, and for whatever reason, it didn't capture my heart. I saw the first episode of Flash, and I was like, that looks exciting. That looks like fun. I should come back to that, and I just never did. I still need to do that. I'm very, very curious to watch the show and see not just how they explore Clark and Lois's life, but also for crossovers, like I mentioned, like who are they gonna bring in any other superheroes into the fold? Comes out February 23rd. Cannot come fast enough, 2021. All right, Vaccine and Superman and Lois. Here we go. Let me know your feelings in the comments below. Thanks so much for hanging out. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell icon, all notifications, please. Thanks so much. I'm Jaby Koay. Peace out.